Hello, this is Carl from National RV Detroit, and I'll be showing you through your new Salem 27RKSS. We'll start off here on the door side at the back. So you have a dorm style refrigerator right here. This works on 110 AC, so when you plug in, there's no switch on it. It just automatically turns on and you're all set. Under this hood here is your grill. Now you have to remember that this grill has to be plugged in, so they give you this quick connect hose here. I'll try and see, get it so you can see it here. This end, let me show you. This end here will plug in right under here into this quick connect here, and then the other end goes to the back of the grill. So you have to plug the gas line in to use your grill. You can also swing the grill out, obviously, around to this side. So you can put it in several different positions. Okay. You got power stabilizer jacks. One switch works both back jacks, and one switch up front works both front jacks. Now these aren't to lift the trailer, obviously. You're just going to put a little pressure, a little tension on them to take the wiggle out of the trailer. That's all they're for, is to stabilize it. Like so. Okay. You have a basin here with water, with hot and cold water. Okay. You have a power awning with an LED strip for light. That is the furnace vent. This is the filler for your freshwater tank. Now the reason you would use this is, well, first of all, there's two different ways to get water. Through city water, which is the most common, or through this filling your tank here, which is less common. But let's say you go to an older state park that has, it doesn't have plumbing on the campsite, but it has a fill station. When you first go through the gate, you would fill up your demand tank, then you go to your campsite and set up, and there's a pump inside the trailer, so you would turn the pump on and it'll pressurize the whole water system, and it'll run just like you have city water. So you'll use this when you're somewhere where there is not city water. Okay? I'll show you the city water hookup on the other side of the trailer when we get around that way. You also have outside speakers here. That's power out. This is the stabilizer switch for your front stabilizers, like so. This is just a port if you want to use a solar battery charger. I'm sorry, I don't know if you're getting a good picture here because of the lighting, but I'll do the best I can. This one's made by Furrion, so if you buy a Furrion solar panel, it would plug right in there and charge your battery, okay? You have two 30-pound tanks, which are both full. This is the LP regulator here. This is an automatic changeover regulator, so it's going to draw this tank down, your door side tank down. Then when that's empty, it'll go to the off door side tank. So when you hear the off door side tank drawing gas, you'll know that, or gas is being drawn from this tank, I should say. You'll know this one is empty and it's time to fill it. This is not a gauge or a selector here. This is just a gauge. So you point the indicator, which is right here at the tank you want to see, and if it's green, the tank's got gas in it. If it turns red, then it's empty. Okay, that's a deep cycle marine battery right there. A power tongue jack right here. Now there's a crank inside the trailer, and if this ever fails, you can take this cap off and you can actually put the crank on that hex in there and crank this thing manually to get yourself out of trouble. Okay, all right. Okay, so we're going around the other side here. This is your city water connection I was telling you about. This is the one you'll use most of the time. You just hook your hose on here, your water hose right on there, and turn on the water and you got pressure. You're all set. These are your dump valves here. Let's take a look at what we have. Okay, so let me get down here. You have a gray valve way back there. Another gray valve here that's closed, and the black valve for the black water tank is here, which is closed. So the black valve, which is always the larger one, is for toilet waste and water. The gray ones are for sink and shower water. So basically what you'll do is you'll hook your hose onto here. It goes right on here and then into the dump station. Then you'll pull your black valve first. Then you'll pull the gray valve and the other gray valve. The reason you do that is because you want to dump the black first, and you'll use the gray water, which is dirty water. It's just not as dirty as the black toilet water. So it'll just clean it out a little bit better, okay? So that's the order you're going to dump them in. Okay? Now, cable and satellite through to the inside. This is where you get your cord from. It just pulls out. It's 25 feet long. Let me see if I can show you here. Going into the wall. Now, this comes with a reducer. It's got a 30 amp end on it. So the reducer will reduce it down to your 15 amp service at home. And you can do that. But just keep in mind the air conditioner needs more than 15 amps to run. So you can't really run your air conditioner at home if you're plugged into a 15 amp service. You need at least 30 amps to run the air conditioner on this trailer. So you can run everything in the trailer except the air conditioner. Okay, your slide out, which is in right now, obviously. This is the vent for your range hood. Now, there's a baffle inside here. You can probably see it. When you're using the range hood over the stove, you're going to leave that open like it is so it flaps freely. But when you're not using it, you're just going to push it shut and lock it in place so it doesn't get damaged driving down the road or that sort of thing. So you're just going to open it up when you're using the range hood, or the range hood over the stove. Okay, this is your hot water heater. It's very difficult for you to see here because the way it's set up, but if you look right through, let me see if I can get it now. My head here. I can't get it. Hold on, let me do something here. Let me pull this out of the way. Give me 1 second here. Okay, that's better. Okay, sorry about that. So this switch here, it's in the lower left-hand corner, right there. Right now it's off. This operates the heating element in your water heater. It's the electric heating element, which is behind this cover right here. So to run it on electric, you're going to be plugged in, of course, and you're just going to flip that to the on position. You always have to make sure there's water in the water heater before you actually turn it on, or else you'll damage it. Right now the plug is out. This is the plug with an anode rod on it, and that's where the plug goes, right there. So right now it's drained, but before you turn it on, gas or electric, you want to make sure that there's water in the tank. Okay? Alright. And this, up at the top here, this trailer is pre-wired for a backup camera. If you get one, we sell them. You can also purchase them elsewhere. But you want to get a Furrion that actually fits in that housing. So there's different kinds out there. You want to make sure you get the one that fits in that housing, okay? Also, while we're up there, you have to inspect your roof. Every trailer has to be inspected, preferably 3 times a year. Once in the spring, once in the middle of summer, and once in the fall. You're going to go up there and you can look at all the seals. You can walk on the top and the roof. You look at all the seals, make sure they're good and tight, no cracks. And if you see them cracking, you either have to seal it yourself or bring it in and have it done. But it has to be inspected. That's very, very important. If you keep inspecting it, and when it does start to develop a crack, all trailers do at some point, usually in a corner area or around a skylight, that sort of thing, then it has to be sealed. Odds are you won't have to do anything for a long time, for years, but that's why you go up there and inspect it, just to make sure. That way you're not going to get any water in your trailer, so make sure you inspect your roof. Okay. All right. Here's the control panel. Excuse me. Right here. So I'm going to send the slide out just by pushing this switch, the bottom of it. You can see it's headed out now. So it'll just keep going out. It comes over the floor, but then it'll drop into place. So the slide-out floor is even with the trailer floor. As soon as it gets out, it'll start ratcheting. That's when you take your finger off the button. It does the same thing coming in. So here we go. Right there. So there you're out. This next one here is for the awning. This one right here. You got a power awning. So you're going to just push the button. I'm just going to see put it so you can see it going out. Now it's going out. You can see it through the window there. The arm going out. You're just going to keep holding the button down. I know the lighting's bad because I got some backlighting here and there's a black tube there. Okay, so you keep it going out till right when you can see the awning tube right there. That's all the way out. You can pitch it if you choose to. If you look at the arm there, or at this arm, it's closer. You see there's a knob on it. You can actually pull this down so it pitches down and then tighten that knob and it'll stay in position. Just make sure that you actually loosen the knobs before you bring the awning back in. Okay? Alright. So, back to the control panel. To turn your water heater on gas, which I told you is gas or electric, you can just turn the gas on there. The water pump I told you about is right there. You got lights inside and outside there. Your battery, here, let me get down a little lower. You can see it's totally charged. Fresh water tank is empty. As it graduates up, it goes in 1/3 increments till it's full. Black tank is empty. Gray tank is empty. And the gray galley tank is empty. Remember you had 3 valves, 2 gray ones and a black one? Well, these are tells you how full those tanks are right here. Graduates up, like I said, 1/3 increments. When you get past 2/3, you want to start thinking about dumping them. Okay. Over here is the thermostat. You push it once to light it up, like so. Then you go through it. This is the. Let me go through it again. This is the fan. That's the air conditioner running without the compressor. That's the air conditioner. And that's the furnace. There's a lag time before it turns on, so it'll take a. It just kicked up. Excuse me, kicked on. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's always a lag time when you turn it on and off. Okay. To shut it off, you're just going to push it one time to off, and it'll shut off. Okay. Like so. All right. So the bathroom works like any other shower and sink. The toilet has to be the black tank here. Let me do it this way. The black tank is directly below the toilet, right? So you can't use this dry. So what you do is when you get to your campsite and you hook up your water and your power, you're going to come in here and you're going to take your chemical. You know, chemical comes liquid, powder, it comes in pre-measured packets, depends on what you buy. Well, you put the powder right there, and then you'll step on this pedal here, if you can see it. It'll open the trap because water's hooked up, water will start swirling in, and basically you put a gallon or so of water in there, just to start off. The bottom line is you never use the toilet without chemicals and when it's dry. So the first thing you do when you get to the campsite is put some water in here, a gallon or 2, and the chemical. Now if you were going to stay on the campsite and you kept using the toilet till the tank was full by checking your gauge, it's 2/3 full, you dump it, and you're going to stay on the campsite, you come back in here and repeat that procedure. You'd put some chemical and a little bit of water in it because you can't use it without chemical or you can't use it dry. So keep that in mind. That's a GFCI that generally the receptacles will be wired through this one right here. So if you pop the breaker, you know, if you're outside using a coffee pot or whatever and it pops, you'll reset it right here. Okay. You also have a fan and a vent. The switch is right there. Okay, so make sure you can see that. When you use the shower, you want to run the fan to pull the humidity out, to pull the moisture out. Okay, the bedroom. You have an emergency window here. You can, let's see, you can open it that way and just use it for ventilation, right? Or if you need to escape an emergency, you can grab this tab. The screen comes out, you push this all the way through, and then you can just go out the window, okay? Let me look around here. Okay, there's a backer plate. probably, I'm trying to see where it's at. Usually there's a sticker here, but it looks like right here is the backer plate. You see you got video and power, so you can hang a TV in here. Okay. This, underneath the bed here, there's probably a foot locker type situation where you have space here for shoes, it looks like. And then you can see the pass-through storage. Okay. All right. I'm going to bring it's getting kind of windy, so I'm going to start bringing the awning in. Just give me 1 second here. I don't want the wind to get a hold of it. Okay. All right. So you have storage underneath the couch, a drawer that pulls out, and then you got storage underneath the dinette benches. Refrigerator, obviously. Let me see what we've got here. This is probably a jackknife, which it is. So this couch will jackknife into a bed. Let me do it for you right here. You grab it underneath here and pull up. And the jackknife's flat. So you get a bed here. Also, you can take the poles out of the table and drop it down and lay it on the benches here. And then use the other back cushions to fill in the gaps, and you got another bed. This is the power converter right here. So what this does is this converts AC down to DC power, or over to DC power. Some things have to be AC power, like the air conditioner and the microwave and the receptacles, things like that. So you have regular household circuit breakers here, 110 AC, and they're all labeled. Then it converts the power down to 12 volt DC over here. And you see you have automotive fuses here, they're 12 volt DC, and they're all labeled. If one of these fuses was to blow, it'll actually light up, and you'll actually be able to see it through this tinted plastic. So you'll know that a fuse is blown. Okay? And these are just regular circuit breakers. This is also a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery has up front. And if the battery is low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs. If it's charged, it'll trickle a couple amps. It'll just make the decision how much power to send to it. Okay? All right. Let me get up here. This is your radio. You've got 2 zones. One is inside, 2 is outside. You have USB you can stream off of right here. You have it has Bluetooth, so you can hook up wirelessly with your tablet or phone and play your music that way. So there's a lot you can do with it. You can hang a TV right here. There's a backer plate here, and there is your signal booster for your digital antenna. You see the green light is on. It should always be on when you're using it, or else you won't get a good picture. So you would hook right up to that. So that's that. And that is the for your antenna. You can actually spin the antenna on the roof like that to fine-tune it in. Okay. Let me look around here a little more, see what we got. Okay. Sorry about my camera work. This has a remote control. Let me take it off so we don't have the backlighting on it. Hold on. Bring it this way. This is a remote control. You can operate the lights, the awning, the stabilizers, and the slide room using this remote control, if you choose to. Okay. Alright, so I left this panel off down here just to show you that we're in the process of cleaning your trailer here, so it's a little dirty, but we're trying to get these videos done here. This, excuse me, you're going to have to educate yourself if you don't know about winterizing, but I'll give you just a little bit of an idea here. You can't get antifreeze into the water heater tank, so they give you these bypass line here. Right now, if you look at this, when these valves, the handle of the valve is parallel with a line, it means that line is open, right? So right now, the water will go into the water heater and come out of the water heater. There's a valve up here just like it. You can't really see it that well. There it is right there. Okay, so right now it's ready to camp. Now in the fall, when you're going to pump antifreeze into it, you're going to change these valves. You're going to reverse them. The reason you do that is because you can't get antifreeze into the water tank or it'll leave a really foul smell and a foul taste. So they give you a means to pump antifreeze into the system without getting it into the water heater tank. So you'll actually turn these valves like so. So they'll parallel with this line here. Let me show you. I know I'm all over the place with the camera here. This is the bypass line. So when you change the position, this line is open. So water, or in this case antifreeze, can't go into the water heater because it's shut off. So it'll loop through this line and just go through the system. So that's bypass mode. You've bypassed the water heater. Okay. Anytime there's antifreeze in the system, or you're going to put antifreeze into the system, you put it in bypass mode. You never let antifreeze get into the water heater tank. Okay. Like I said, you'll have to, you can look at online videos. You can talk to your friends and fellow campers, and if you don't know already, I mean. And it's very simple. You'll draw the antifreeze into the system using the water pump. Okay. All right. So the range just sparks to light. I think I've got the gas turned on here. I don't know for sure. I might have to go out there. Oh, no, there it is. So you just spark it to light it. Okay. Let me get a better video of this. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place here. So you spark it to light it. The oven, you have to light manually. You won't be able to see that good. You'll have to trust me. But back here is a pilot light. So you need a grill lighter with a long neck on it. You'll put this to pilot. Then you'll depress it. And then you'll light the pilot light. And you'll hold it in for 10 or 15 seconds. This in for 10 or 15 seconds. Then you'll go to operating temperature, whichever temperature you want. Like so. And it'll cycle like a regular oven does. But when you shut it off, the oven goes off and so does the pilot light. So you'll have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. Alrighty. This is the vent hood I told you about. Fan and light. The microwave works like any other microwave. Okay. All the buttons will have, or the lights will have a button in the middle to turn them on and off also. Okay. Looks like you got 5.1 surround sound, I would say. There's probably a subwoofer somewhere underneath there, I would think. Okay. And let's see. I'm not 100% positive about the 5.1, but from past experience with when they've got the 4 speakers in this configuration that you do, so keep that in mind. I'm not 100% positive. Now the refrigerator is just a compressor refrigerator, so you don't have to do anything but turn it on, or power up. To take the safety lock off, you just unscrew this, right, and then the doors will open freely. But when you're traveling, this is a travel lock. You're going to want this shut like this so the doors don't flip open and get damaged. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, remember to inspect your roof. You have to do that, and you'll have to educate yourself a bit on winterizing, but it's very simple and easy to learn. And just make sure you use your trailer a lot. And thanks for purchasing from National RV Detroit. Thank you.